All right, welcome everyone. We are here. I'm Matt Battiata here with Diane Mills, and we're so fortunate today. We have David Lawson out of Park City, Utah. Hi, David. How are you?
Hey, great to be
Hey,
here,
David.
Matt,
Yeah,
Diane. This is going to
thank
be
you.
fun.
Well, David, maybe give everybody a little bit of background on you before we get started. I'll tell. I mean, you know your background better than me, so tell us a little bit about yourself, just so everybody understands who you are.
Okay, so I'm David Lawson. I'm the team leader of the Lawson real estate team. I'm at eXp Realty in Park City, also serving Salt Lake, the Wasatch Front, Wasatch back in Utah. And Park City, if you don't know where that is, it's the greatest skiing area on the planet. It's home of the 2002 Winter Olympics. And by the way, we're going to get the Olympics, I'm pretty sure, back in 2034. So I'm super excited about that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's where I'm at. I've been in the real estate business pretty much my whole career, but in the last 24 years, I've been focused just on selling real estate. Um, and before that, I had several different businesses, an escrow company in California, a coaching company, Competitive Advantage Consulting Services, that's over 30 years old now. I've done building, development, management, and others. And my favorite job and least profitable business was stock car racing. So that's a little fun.
But that was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah. But we have a joke in the auto racing world is, you know how you make a small fortune in auto racing? Start with a
No.
large one.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my
Just
gosh.
like winemaking.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
by the way, were you the actual driver on the in the stock
Yeah.
car racing?
Yeah. I was the owner driver.
That's so
Wow.
cool, David. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
So
You're a Renaissance man.
Yeah. When did you stop driving? But did you stop driving because you're like, I'm going to kill myself? It's so dangerous, or what?
no, I stopped because we were it was just so the time commitment and the money and all that. It was really tough. And I was running a couple of businesses, and it just got to be too much. And when my wife and I decided to have more kids after, I mean, we had our youngest was 12, and then we decided to have two more kids. I don't know what I was thinking, but that's what we did. So
Oh,
I focus more on family.
Okay. So you've been doing real estate for how long, David?
24 years full.
24 years.
And before that, I was doing a lot of things that were real estate related.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. And you're now with EXP Realty and EXP Luxury, but before, what's been your like, what have you been with different companies over the years?
Yeah, I was with Prudential, which is obviously now Berkshire, for 7 years. I was with Sotheby's basically for 7 years. I was with Engel and Volkers for 7 years, basically, or 6 or 7 each time. And
Hmm.
now for a couple of years, I've been at EXP. And it is the best, and it'll be the last brokerage that I'm ever at.
And you, David, as I remember, before you came over, I remember hearing about you. Wasn't your team like the number one in the world or something like that for England Volkers or something like that?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, we were honored to be named for many years the number one team worldwide at Engel and Volkers. And then
wow.
at Sotheby's, we sold the most homes in Utah, the last year, and at EXP. But I don't like the number one thing or all that, but what I do like is taking care of people really, really well.
Hmm.
One of my sayings is if you want to make a lot of money in real estate, all you got to do is help a lot of people, right?
Hmm.
So, we've sold 3,520 properties, and, there's a little over 10,000 properties in Park City. So we definitely have some experience, right?
Hmm.
But it's not about in numbers or anything. It's only about one thing, and that is taking care of the client, one client at a time, and offering white glove service. And that's my proudest thing, that our team is incredibly good at taking care of our clients at a very high level.
Hmm. Okay, so I want to drill down a little bit because, we're in San Diego here, and of course, we all love going to Park City. And you were mentioning, I think, that you were just skiing like last week at Snowbird, right?
Yeah, 8 days straight at
Yeah.
Snowbird.
So, how would you describe? Because we have a lot of clients here that either end up moving permanently to Park City or certainly that go there and buy, you know, vacation
Vacation.
properties. So,
Yeah.
how is the market, in general? We're recording this here in the beginning of 2024. So, how give us a kind of the state of the market in Park City and the surrounding areas?
Yeah. Our market, we're not seeing the appreciation that we did see a little, over the last several years.
Hmm.
We're predicting prices to go up around 6% over the next couple few years. And frankly, if you go back 40 years or longer in Park City, 6% has been the average, these 10, 15, 21% years, those, during COVID and all that. But our market is very steady, very strong. Our inventory is decent, and I'm definitely predicting prices to go up. And the lower price properties and the really ultra luxury pricing is still going up at a little faster rate than the stuff. The 2.5 to $4 million range is a little bit flatter. So we're in a very segmented market.
Hmm.
And so it's important. We tell our buyers and sellers both that it's really, really important to work with a professional realtor that really understands the market, because, you can't just say, is San Diego doing good? Well, what about Carlsbad versus, you know, El Cajon versus downtown versus, you know,
Yeah.
Fallbrook, right? I mean, there's different markets that you have and ours, but we sort of have like micro markets.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, because you've got some people want to be sort of in downtown sort of Park City, right?
Yep.
That's really a neat area. And then you have all these sort of areas that are a little further out, but are still sort of ski in, ski out areas for different resorts, like, Deer Valley and the canyons, right? All the different resorts.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the thing is, so we really have three markets, right? We have markets for people that want to live here as a primary residence.
Hmm.
Then we have people that want second homes here. And then we have a massive amount of people that want an investment, that it's kind of a second home, but it's kind of a ski property, where they use it a lot, or a little, but they want an investment, and so on.
Hmm.
And then, we have, older and newer. We have ski in, ski out. We have walk to slopes. We have, then there's some areas that you can drive, and then there's the bus route, and then there's, drive 5 or 10 or 15 minutes to the resort. So,
Hmm.
it's a wide range of properties, and the neighborhoods and all that are very different. And we have different markets that that are hotter and slower during the year.
Yeah, that was next question I had for you is how, I mean, obviously we know it's a big ski area, but then I have clients that have moved out there, who I've told you about, some of those people that build homes out in red ledges and they rave about how spectacular it is in the summertime, right? So how seasonal is your market there?
Um, well, we have four seasons, and we have a saying in Park City that it's the greatest snow on earth and the skiing that brings us here, but it's also the spring, summer, and fall that keeps us here, right?
Hmm.
So a little story. I was living in San Diego 30 something years ago, 35, 38 years ago. I bought a second home, just like other people, near downtown.
Hmm.
I used it for the winter, and in my business, I hardly ever had time. I mean, my business was full on from about, April to about November. So when I was vacationing, it was always in the winter. I loved to ski. It was a perfect thing. But there was this break for 10 days. And I told my wife, let's go out to Park City and check it out in July. And we went there for 10 days. And on the 5th day, I said, honey, why don't we move? Why don't we move here? And the joke in the family is I said, let's just try it for 6 months. And now we're on our, 60th 6-month trial basis.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But that's sort of how it goes. I mean, the skiing is amazing, but the summers and everything. And Outdoor Magazine rated a couple of years ago, Park City is the #1 town in the world to live in if you like to do things that are outdoors.
Wow. And you still have a good bit of new construction, sounds like.
Yeah, but not a ton, but there is enough. Most of the new construction is in ski properties that are, basically at or near the resorts, because
Mm-hmm.
that's where the building is going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Hey,
then if
David.
you, no.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, but there's limited amount of single family homes that are being built, but most of them are in infill areas and whatnot. But
I would love to kind of get an ideas to your marketing strategies, your top three, say, and how your agents market in the area.
Yeah. And how many agents, by the way, David, do you have in your team, your big group there in Park City?
okay, so yeah, so the team consists of 16 agents. We're actually hiring 4 more agents in the next month or so because we're growing. Our team structure, we have a listing coordinator, closing coordinator, 3 marketing people, client care manager, and we also have a sales manager and a part-time. We're trying to make full-time ISA. So we have 6 or 7 administrative staff, um, and we're selling 150, 200 plus properties a year. We This month we're selling about one. We're putting 1 property a day under contract, so we're
Wow.
really it's quite a bit busier right now. In the past, we've done 150 to $300 million of real estate a year. And when you think of $300 million and you have 16 agents, I mean, you're talking about the average agent doing almost $20 million. And people go, how can you possibly do it? And it's because of our systems, our process, our sales, my coaching and training. And I believe that real estate agents should do what they're really good at, which is the 5 things that make them money, which is prospecting or lead generation, follow up, working with a buyer, working with a seller, negotiating contracts. But there's 100 things to do. So what I do is I try to have my agents focus on the things that they're good at and make money. And then I have a professional staff that services the clients. And I think we have 675 5-star reviews on Google and Zillow and Trillia. And it's because we have solved the problem. It's not about one agent doing everything because we can't do it. And I like to put the agent in the role that they're going to thrive in. And
Yeah.
that way our customers get everything they want and more. And our agents, because with me, I consider my agents a client as well, right? I service my agents as well as the general public. And if you operate your business that way, it's very easy to see why people are so happy with your service and want to come back. And the amount of referral business that we do is unbelievable.
What
Yeah.
would you say is the percentage of referral business on an annualized basis you're doing?
I'll generate over $100,000 of commission revenue this month off of referrals.
That's fantastic.
And
And has EXP provided a really wonderful, avenue for that in terms of referral business?
yeah, the vast majority of the referrals I get are through the network of EXP and also through, the coaching and all that. And, I live in the abundance mentality versus scarcity. So I love to help agents. Most people, they don't want to, I mean, I have personally trained 85 agents in Park City to compete against me in my coaching business, right? And they go,
Yeah.
why would you do that? Well, these are now my friends. And I mean, last month, 2 times people call me up and say, Dave, we have this listing coming up. It'll be on the market next week. And then we have first shot to go and help our clients get it, right? And so it's just a different way of thinking.
David, because I've referred clients of mine here in San Diego that are moving to Park City to you and your team, and they've just always, first of all, you've always gotten them right into a property, beat out other buyers on them and so forth, but they always rave about what a great job you guys do. So I'm sure that's the reason you get so many referrals.
Well, yeah, it's part of that. And, you know, I have a motto: if you always put the client first, in the end you win, right? And so, you take care of the client, you do the right thing, you always do the right thing for the client. In the end, man, it really does come out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an important concept.
Well, I think you coined the term listings have babies, right?
Right.
And I love it, and it's true, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. And
If you do your business correctly, absolutely.
oh, absolutely, that's right.
And David, you're still actually out there working with, you're still actually working in the business, correct? You're not just managing your agents.
I'm both.
Yeah, you're doing both. Exactly.
But a lot of what I'm doing is I'm teaching my agents and the people that work with me and other agents at EXP. I'm teaching them what I do because I really believe in let's teach people how to fish versus give them a fish to eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm kind of transitioning a lot more into, and that's how come I'm able to grow, right? I mean, I can go and get a listing and take 100% of the commission and do it all myself, or I can bring somebody else on and then they can learn, and then pretty soon now they know how to do it. And I never look at the bottom line for me. I look at the bottom line for the company and for the agents. And
Mm-hmm.
when you have that, and I'm at a place in my life right now that I can easily do that. And it's very fulfilling to me to do that. And so, over the next 5 years, what I'm going to kind of back off a little bit on the day-to-day production, but I'm going to really ramp up helping others succeed in their business.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, you're a great mentor, David.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, we have a great, lawsonuniversity.com. We have a bunch of resources to help agents thrive. And, like I say, doing the right thing is always the right thing to do, right? So helping other people, it's the right thing. It's biblical, right?
Yeah,
So,
it truly is. That whole saying of when we lift others, we rise, right?
yeah.
If people obviously are relocating out to Park City, whether that's a buyer wanting to go out there and buy a property, or if we have agents that want to reach out to you, how do people? We'll put all your contact info below, but you might as well give it on the video here.
Yeah, so David Lawson, Lawson Real Estate Team, EXP Realty in Park City,
Mm-hmm.
Salt Lake, and the neighboring areas. If anything I can help you with, my phone number is 435-901-0904. And my email address is david@lawsonteam.com. I'm willing to help you any way I can. So just from that standpoint, just let me know what I could do to help you. So I thought, does it make sense for us to talk a little bit about luxury?
Sure.
I was honored to be one of the 10 luxury ambassadors of EXP worldwide when I
Mhm.
came on, and I'm very passionate about this. And for the real estate agents that are listening to this, it can be the absolute best way to work easier and make a lot more money. So I think we should spend a few minutes talking about that.
Sure, sure. So you didn't, David, I'm assuming when you got into real estate, you didn't start out working in the luxury sector, or maybe you did. Did you?
Nope. So I was a coach, and so when I went in, I hired a coach the month before I got my real estate license
Mm-hmm.
because I knew that I wanted to do it right and I wanted to do it fast.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me something I'll never forget. So for newer agents, don't worry about the money. Worry about the transactions, because the way you learn real estate is by doing a lot of transactions. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're not going to work the lower end in the beginning, it's a big mistake. So I did that, but I was only in the business a couple of years before I'm like, hey, I can sell a house that's twice as much money, make twice as much of a commission, but more importantly, the deals are twice as easy. And then, so
That why is that, David?
well, the thing is, in Park City, right? If you work with somebody that is, or in Salt Lake, that's 400 or 600,000, they can be buying their first or second home. Now, if you're working with somebody at 1.5 million, they've probably bought 4 or 5 homes. If you're working on an $8 million deal, they probably bought 15.
Mm-hmm.
20, $32 million listing
Mm-hmm.
that we, or that, a $32 million listing that we did. That guy, I don't know how many properties, but I mean, he owns a massive amount of properties. So the thing is, as first time, second, third, fifth time, 20th time, it becomes just more of a transaction. And so those people take the emotion out of the transaction. So
Yeah.
it just makes it easier. You would think that if you're going to make 10 times as much money, you're going to do 10 times as much work, but that simply is not the case.
Right.
So it's really the buyers defining that experience based on their experience in buying and selling.
Yes, that's really right. And then, so I did that for a couple of years. And then what I did is I came up with what I call the 80/20/70/30 rule. So if and I tell people there's 3 types of luxury, really. There's building you're moving into the luxury market, moving into the ultra luxury market. And
Mm-hmm.
then the third one is just increasing your average sale price. So the rule that I came up with in 2002 and 2003 is I decided I'm going to spend 80% of my time on my day job,
Mm-hmm.
which means I'm going to work 80% of the time on just selling regular real estate, but 20% on increasing my average sale price, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I did that for a couple of years, and then I realized that that works. But then as you slowly build in, what you do is you start to build and spend a little bit more time on then breaking into the next market.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you that if you're selling, an average sale price in San Diego is what, Matt?
You know, I mean, a median priced home now is about $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's 1 million and you're really comfortable selling 1 million, you're not going to jump to $15 million, right?
Yeah.
Now, you
Right.
can jump to 5 million or 3
Mhm.
million, no problem, right? So that's going into the luxury market, 3, 4, 5, 6 million. But
Yes.
the 10, 15, 20 million is ultra luxury, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you know what every agent listening to this can do?
Hmm.
100% is if their market is 1 million or their market is 500 average, what they can do is they can take their $1 million and say, I'm going to spend 2024 and I'm going to increase my average sales price by 20 to 30%. So
Mhm.
now we get you to go selling properties that are $1.2 million to $1.3 million average. And if you go up 25% in your average sales price,
Mhm.
your fixed costs stay the same and your time stays the same. But because of that, you don't increase your income by 25%, you increase your income by 50% because you still have those fixed costs. And if you're, if your costs are, you know, half, and then you increase it by 25%, it makes a huge difference, right? So the thing is, so what I did is I just, I have a saying, right? There is no elevator to the top of luxury real estate. You have to take the stairs, right?
Right.
So let's get everybody listening to take the steps, right? Just increase, they say it's all about progress. It's not about perfection. It's about progress, right? So, this day, today, try to get 1% better. This month, try to work on doing a little bit to increase that. And boy, over time, it's amazing. The other thing that I love about luxury or this is every time you go up 20%, your competition goes down by 40%. So what do I mean by that?
Hmm.
So many agents out there that work the lower end, and then there's less that work the middle. And then when you go a little higher, there's even less and less. So the competition actually goes down when the price goes up. So who
Mhm.
wants less competition to make more money, right?
Absolutely.
Only 100% of the people, right? So if you look at it from that standpoint, you really understand the whole concept, and it's counterintuitive that it's going to be easier to make more money. Now, there's still work and it's harder to break into it. So,
Mhm.
Diane, you said listings have babies, right?
Mhm.
So the key is go out and get if you're at $1 million, go get $1.5 million or $2 million listing, and then market it and do everything that you can. I say on every luxury listing, you should get at least one more listing and at least two buyers, right? So don't just go and market it. Don't be what we call the 3P agent, right?
Mhm.
Put it on the MLS, place a sign in the yard and pray somebody comes and brings a buyer, right? No, you do your job. You get in a nice area, right? A Levenhagen, right? You
Mhm.
get the listing, and then you do an open house on Saturday and you mail something out to all the neighbors on Monday and you invite them. You knock on 150 doors around there. You massively market this property.
Mhm.
You do everything you can, and if you're lucky enough to be at EXP, be involved with EXP Luxury, right? As one of the EXP Luxury ambassadors for EXP, I'm constantly telling people, if you want to grow your business, get into that division. The $2,000 or $2,500 a year that I spend to be part of luxury is the absolute best return on investment of any marketing piece that I ever did. I mean, think about it like this. They will advertise every property in your area that's higher end or over $1 million, and they're going to market it with 2 clicks. And um, your listing is going to be shown on, Wall Street Journal and New York Times, Barron's, Robb Report, Market Watch, Unique Homes, Mansion Global, Upmarket, and then a whole bunch of other in Europe websites over there. And the beautiful thing is you can send the report and your sellers can see their ad in every one of those platforms every week. They know exactly how many people looked at your property online, and they can click on the view button, and you can see exactly your ad of your home on every one of those websites. And and the thing is those are the wealthiest people on the planet. Wall Street Journal, Robb Report, Barron's, New York Times, those are the people. If they're looking on real estate, and my average listing is getting 120 to 130 views per week.
The beauty of digital, David, is, I mean, you're saying it right now, is the fact that it's a one-to-one service of ads. With the old traditional advertising, it was throwing a blanket with a lot of waste. This is serving your ad to a qualified audience that's very intentional when they're looking at these different websites, when they're engaging with these different websites. So it's such a different proposition, and it's a global footprint, which is huge.
Yes. Yes. And the other thing is then it's also a tool. So what you do is when people walk in or whatever, you can use that. You can use it if you're a realtor. You can use this to show your next listing, right? Because if you get a listing, you got to get at least one or two more listings off of it because they have babies, right? And you can use that and say, this is what I did for Matt and Diane. Can I show you this? Can I show you how many people? And, in the last 3 weeks, there's 389 people that have looked at the ad. And you click on a couple and you just say, so, tell me, which ad would you like to see? Oh, I want to see the ad on Robb Report. You hit Robb Report, and then they see the ad on Robb Report, right? So it is using technology at the highest level. And the best part about it is you pay $2,000 to $2,500 per year, and you can advertise every one of your listings for a whole year.
Yeah, the value prop there is spectacular, truly. I mean, that's so profound. And what I'm really excited about is the fact that, with digital is the measurability of it, and to really be able to see what the engagement is. That
Yeah.
is a wonderful tool to have.
Well, and it's so good to give your sellers the feedback. If I put a full page ad on a $30 million listing in the Park Record, or a $2 million listing, I don't know any time that anybody ever looks at it. Now, I kind of am lying here a little bit because we're using QR codes in all of our advertising now. So if somebody does click on it, at least we capture some of their information. So we do know, but it doesn't really give you a good measure of how many people opened up the page and looked at it, right? Where this is giving us direct results. And I can tell you the sellers love it when they get to see that. It's part of our white glove service. So we have three things that set us apart. One, experience matters, excuse me. Two, white glove service. And three, exclusivity, right? So from an experience standpoint, I say we've sold 3,220 properties as of January 31st. And since there's 10,000 or more properties in Park City, I say, because I don't want to boast, but we have some experience, right? The other thing is, we have done a study, and through our marketing, we are getting our clients 2.24% more for their property versus the other, right? Then
Excellent.
there's white glove service, where we do the amount of marketing and what I just told you about, all the marketing on all those sites. We have a lot of social proof, 685 or something like that, 5-star reviews. And then the key is we're really blessed because we have some things that we call exclusivity, right? So number one, we're the exclusive agent in our area for the ABC TV show, Real Estate Essentials. It's every Sunday at 4:30. It's kind of like Sunday prime time, right after sports, right before 5 o'clock news. And
Right.
we go to property every week. We also have a Zillow and Trillia special relationship where we get the vast majority of the buyers. We're also the exclusive agent for Realty.com. So we get 100% of that web, or all of that in our area, Park City and the Wasatch back. And so those are some of the things that we do. And then the other thing is we have what we call an easy exit listing agreement. And so what we do is we stand behind what we do in our business. And the easy exit listing agreement simply says, we're so confident you love our service that for any reason whatsoever you're dissatisfied, simply withdraw your listing, no hassle, no compromise, no obligation, right? So we stand behind everything that we do, because if somebody doesn't really know who we are, which if you're if you're in Park City or Utah, you kind of know us, but so many of our clients are coming from out of state. We believe that you should stand behind what you are offering for services.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome.
So inspiring, David. It's exciting to see that you have continued to just dominate there and are so respected, truly, in your marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations on all your success.
Well, thank you. And this was fun. I really appreciate it. And let me know what I can do. And I got a favor to ask. I'm going to have you be on my podcast now.
Okay.
We're in.
Because you guys, Matt's legendary. I mean, my second home is in Carlsbad, and I've had that, a place by LCC and then down by the beach, Ponto. And, I've seen Matt before I met him a few years ago. Like I saw him everywhere. So, but what do we have in common, Matt? You take care of people and it comes back to you, right? That's
Yeah,
it.
that's why I really love referring clients to you out there, because I'm so confident when I tell them. Like, I had some people that they had already started working with somebody. I said, you really got to talk to David. You really, and they did, and you guys did such a great job for them. So that's why I love referring people to you.
Well, and vice versa. I mean, you're getting a listing tomorrow from me.
That's right. That's a good point.
So you're getting a referral from me, but but I know that you're going to take care of them, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. So.
All right, David. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Enjoy the snow. We appreciate it. Thanks for your time. And we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Thank you.
Fantastic. Have a great day, everybody.
All right.
You too.
Cheers. Bye-bye.